Welcome to the NBTLT podcast with your guides to this magical journey, Lon and Zumi.
Welcome back to the Nothing Better to Listen to podcast, the only podcast that lies beyond Thunderdome. Here with me, back at last, after his long vacation of 2 weeks without me, is my buddy Zumi. Hey Zumi.
What's up, Lonnie?
How you doing, bud?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm pretty good. You know, there's
Did you miss me?
Actually, I did a lot, and I'm sure that our listeners missed you a lot too, because it seems like our numbers are always like, they're good when you and I are both on, but the main thing is that they're consistently good. Like the numbers like stay the same, and they get the most what's the word? The most progress in numbers when we're both on. So people miss you, Zoom.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Me too.
I'm flattered, actually.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if I can say the same when I'm not here and you do it on your own.
I don't think I've ever done that, though.
Yeah, I know. It might be really good, and then it'll just hurt my feelings.
I know. It hasn't been 2 weeks, though, right? That was last week. Or
well,
not last week, but...
Well, that's what I mean. It's been 2 weeks since we've done this. You know what I mean? Like, so... You missed last week, but we did it the week before. 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, that's 2 weeks. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Don't question me.
I'm sorry.
I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm white.
You're not white, dude.
I'm an apple. Yeah, I'm red on the outside, white on the inside.
Oh, well... I mean...
I sound white.
I don't know where that red thing... I mean, it must have been like a really light red apple.
Yeah.
Like really, really light.
Like a like a
like
crab apple.
Like it's almost turning pink.
So what's been going on with you in these last 2 weeks? I told you that, or I told our listeners when I had to stick it through with Matt that you were doing stuff for your anniversary with Anna.
I was doing stuff for my anniversary, and I actually got a funny story about that.
Oh, I love funny stories about Anna.
I mean, it's not like haha funny, but it's like I was proud of Anna and myself for seeing past somebody's intentions.
Oh, so you got past some bullshit.
Yeah, well, not bullshit, but just listen. So
okay.
So there we were. We
no shit.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Let me start the story. Jeez.
Okay.
So I took her to a steakhouse here in Rosarito, which I haven't been there before, right? So she had a pina colada. I had a tequila Cazadores with grapefruit juice.
You're such a fag.
Which was surprisingly really, really good.
And feminine, but continue.
Well, I asked for grapefruit soda, like squirt, and the guy brought it with grapefruit juice, and I'm like, the fuck? And I drank it. I was like, oh, this is actually not that bad, but anyways, so it was actually might I say it was actually pretty cheap. I think it was $50 total, like with tip and the drinks, right?
Yeah. And
I got a filet mignon. She got a arrachera steak, and they came with like their salad, like a bowl of like beans. And
beans,
yeah,
with the steak?
like the soup. It's like a soup, but it has beans. So first you get the soup, then you get the salad, and then you get the steak with like his baked potato and their veggies. Like it's a lot of food. And we got cheese with chorizo as an appetizer. It was
my god,
dude, it was fucking good. It was like $50. I was like, damn. So
with chorizo.
Yeah. Yeah, you had to have the chorizo because it's a Spanish chorizo.
Oh,
dude, that is it's money, right? So
that's a lot of fucking food, though.
Yeah, it was, and like by the time I got the steak, I was like, man, I hope I finish this sucker because. So I actually I did the manly thing. I pushed the fucking salad to the side.
Very, very noble.
Yeah, I ate like maybe 2 pieces of lettuce, and I was like, salad done. Need to finish steak with the baked potato. so anyways, we get out, and it's like 10:30, and I was like, you know what, like we left the kids with my sister-in-law. So I'm like, let's not finish the night just yet, you know? Because she had warming. She's like, you're not taking me to the fucking Momo. And I didn't, right? I mean, I wanted to. But... So anyways, I'm like, all right, let's go get a cup of coffee. You want a cup of coffee? She's like, yeah. So we go to this coffee place that we go because she likes the brownie frappe that they make in this place.
Oh, good lord!
And I
does
just
it have bits of brownie?
Oh yeah, it does.
Oh my god,
it's really good. But I was cold, so I ordered a coffee or a cappuccino, something like that. And Anna, like, I don't know if you saw the pictures on Facebook. She dressed up for the occasion. She had like the makeup and stuff, but she's looking mighty pretty, mighty hot. And she's like, we need to take a picture. And I'm like, all right, well, let's take a picture. And she's like, well, let's have somebody take the picture, like maybe like here or whatever. And as soon as we said that, like the coffee guys that were there, like they just went to the back room and they didn't fucking come out. So it was kind of like, you fucking dicks, you know. So she's like, well, I want to go outside. Let's go outside and we'll just take a selfie. Like there's like a bench right next to like a palm tree, and that's the picture that I have on my profile right now.
Very nice, very nice.
So she has, her iPhone. She's doing like the selfie shot. So we're doing like a 45-degree angle, smiling and looking at the camera and all that shit. And then this guy started walking, right? He was like just walking. And you could tell he had like one too many drinks, and he's like fucking stumbling everywhere. like Captain Jack Sparrow, you know how he like stumbles when he walks?
Oh yeah, the swagger.
Yeah, he was kind of doing that move. And then he looks at us, we're taking a picture, and he goes, what a nice couple.
And ruined.
And then we started laughing, and I just go, thank you. We started walking, taking the pictures, right?
Thinking that you have closure.
Yeah. And then he comes back, and he's like, yo, hey, bro. You want me to take a picture of you? And I'm like, nah, bro. I'm good. We're good. So, and I thought we were like pretty smart of knowing that we saw past this guy's intentions, but I guess we weren't the only one. There was a group of guys right next to the coffee shop just like hanging out.
Yeah.
And they heard this whole thing, right? And they started walking, and one of the guys starts singing like, and I ran with that iPhone.
Oh, so that's his whole thing that's how he gets to steal people's phones.
Exactly. And we saw past his intentions. That's why I went, nah, bro.
Now, what did he look like? Was he a little disheveled? Like beyond the drunkenness?
Beyond the drunkenness, he looked like he couldn't believe that he wasn't going to steal an iPhone that time.
Like he was pissed at you?
Yeah, like dude.
Like, dude, you're fucking up my business, man.
Like, how dare you not let me take a picture and steal your phone?
It's so rude.
But it's so funny because, like, I don't know if you've seen, like, videos. There were some videos, like, when this whole thing with gas prices was going on here in TJ and Rosarito.
Mm-hmm.
And guys were doing, like, self like Facebook, you know how you can go live now?
Oh, yeah.
So they're doing the self thing, and they're talking about like, oh, the people, they're here, and we're united, yada yada. And all you see on the phone is, and then you just hear, and it's just like a lot of movement. So you can tell like that was like the point where a guy ran over, took the phone, and just ran away. and the asshole posted the video.
I don't know if I call that a crime anymore. That sounds like sweet justice.
I know, but no, what do you mean sweet justice? The guy's like saying like, hey, we're rallying here, we're like protesting, the people are united, and then you just like, dude, you hear panting.
Dude, now when you were away, when you were doing your thing, did anything else go on during the week? I mean, there's a few stories that we did not get to, and lately, since you've been gone, we've been noticing some. I think the word for it would be just annoying neighbors, but it really does go beyond that. And I know that you yourself had a story about neighbors of some kind. I don't know exactly what it is. I just saw it on the set list, and it was just by sheer chance that, something happened with us.
I don't know if I told you this. I didn't tell you about my neighbors. Like, they always have like their karaoke shit going on and stuff.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
And then they fight a lot. I think the guy beats his wife, to be honest.
Oh, that's not very funny.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think he beats his wife. But they're always like, I've found new ways to like remind somebody that they have a mother just by listening to these people.
Yeah.
Because, in Spanish, or at least Mexicans, they like to mess with moms. There's no such thing as like a fuck you. It's fuck your mother. It's like the biggest insult. Yeah. I don't know. I honestly don't remember if that was the case, but yeah. But I think we've already talked about this on a previous episode.
We may have. It sounds familiar. It's just that, like, in the last few days, the neighbors, one of our neighbors, they're moving out. And they are loud as fuck, and they're doing it at night.
Top neighbors?
Yes.
Bottom neighbors?
Top. Oh. Above. And these people, we've already had problems. I've already told you about the problems that we've had, like coming home, and they'll be up till like 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, but it's ridiculous, and they have this dog.
They blast?
No. What does that have to do with it, Zumi? Why don't you explain yourself? Andrew, he didn't mean that. They have this dog that is, I think it's a Chihuahua, of course, right? Or is it a beagle? But it's got to be like a beagle mixed with a Chihuahua. It's not as big as a beagle.
That sounds like annoying as fuck, though.
Oh my god! And what they do is, when everybody goes to work during the day, they leave this dog in the bathroom, and the dog just barks constantly, all day long, and it does something. I can't really figure out what exactly it's doing, but I think what it's doing is like pounding on the wall of the kennel that it's in, right? Something like that, or the floor. And like every 15 seconds, you'll hear the dog just like pound on the floor or on the sidewall or something like that.
He's pounding like, he's like, get me out of this, bitch! Get me out!
Pretty much. And it's just ridiculous. Like, if you're going to live, around people like this, I don't know how this isn't something that you learn as a kid. Like, your parents don't tell you, like, be polite. I don't know. It's just become so bad. But there's this one specific thing that Christelle made an observation of. Is one of our neighbors who's been here before we were. She is, I like to call her the Wicked Witch of the West. But but she is a very, very evil woman. I mean, she makes some pretty nasty comments. I've said hello to her a few times, and she just looks at me. She doesn't say anything. She just looks at me with this face like, fuck you for even saying anything to me. And she's probably in her, late 50s? And she dyes her hair like jet black. And she's got short hair. And the thing is that she has complained about certain neighbors, but Christelle made an observation that she never complains about the white neighbors.
So he's never complained about you?
No, she's never complained about us. She's never complained about the neighbors that are above us that are actually right next door to her, even though they are much louder than the previous tenants who were, there was one guy that was black. And then her son.
Oh, dude, you're not being PC. You gotta say African American.
I'm not gonna say that. And, but Christelle made this observation. This lady might just be super racist.
Well, I mean, you whites gotta stay together, though.
This lady is not part of my group. I'm sorry. I take no claim over her.
I try to say that with a straight face. I just can't do it.
She is not my people.
When you say hello, do you say good morning? Do you say good morning?
Oh, well,
or do you say
I just
what's up, good morning?
I just I say it in like a cheerful voice, like like a stupid social upbeat type of voice, hey, how you doing?
Like a teenager whose voice is cracking up.
Yes, kind of like that, but in a way that it makes my side of the conversation a little bit more vulnerable, like trying to make it so that you can just give me the wave and I'll be on my way. But she does nothing. She just stares. And then she goes back to whatever she's doing. So she'll acknowledge that you said something to her, but she's not going to give the satisfaction to give any kind of, reciprocation of that in any way. Just a real bitch of a woman.
Maybe she needs some serious,
deep dicking.
Deep dicking.
Well, was there something you wanted to say? Because Christelle made this observation, and there was something going on with the neighbors the other night, and it was pissing her. I think it was last night, wasn't it? It was pissing her off to no end. I mean, because it was waking up the kids, and she had schoolwork to do and couldn't get it done, and it's just this clusterfuck of bad neighbors and woke up children, and it's just. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. It pisses you off when you're not the reason your kids are up.
I told you when I went to MEPS, right? During the hotel.
You have to explain MEPS though to the listeners.
Well, MEPS. I can't remember what it stands for. It's Military Personnel Employment something like that.
Oh, I think it's military enlisted. Something like that. MEPS.
It's where you go and you get your initial physical. It's where you go and get the yes or the no of whether you can be a soldier or not.
Yeah, it's Military Entrance Processing Station.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So anyways, everybody who joins the military has to go through MEPS to get their physical. They get an eye exam. Yeah, you'll get to bend over and show your butt crack to a doctor.
Literally.
But spread your
bend over and spread your cheeks. Excuse me?
Cough. No, they actually don't do that. They don't shove a dick up your ass or a finger.
Nothing that I can remember. No.
Yeah. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. So I told you I was backfilled, right? So I didn't get the initial 0 week. I didn't get to go in a bus with everybody else, and then
you're kind of lost,
and then get everybody yelled at. I was backfill, which means I was a couple days late. That being said, I was supposed to leave on a Wednesday, and my flight got delayed to Thursday. And then on Thursday, I heard it got pushed to Friday, and I didn't get into Lackland until Friday night, which means I only got Saturday of 0 week. So
you got the easy road for that.
Well, easy in a way.
Except that you didn't know anything.
Right. But anyways, like during the stay in the hotel, I got a roomie. He was a guy that was going to, I think he was going to be a Navy SEAL. I think that was like his thing, right?
I have no idea.
I haven't told you this story before.
You may have, but I think. How do you become a Navy SEAL going to Air Force basic training?
Well, no, it's the hotel where they put you is the same.
Okay. I'm just being an asshole and not following. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. So the hotel where they put you is your mix. So you get a like a dorm room, not a dorm room, like a lounge, and they have video games while you wait and stuff. But anyways, they got a roomie, right? And it was this Navy guy, and I'm pretty sure he was gonna be a SEAL. That was like a thing. And he's like big motherfucker, you know, like his arms were about as big as my like legs.
Oh, so pretty small.
Well, I mean, shut the fuck up, Lonnie. Let's just let me finish. So, anyways, I'm like sleeping, right, and then all of a sudden you just hear the neighbors, like, they're fucking drunk as fuck. And you can tell they're, like, young. And this guy probably snuck his girlfriend inside, because all you hear is, like, this bitchy, whiny voice. You know that voice that, like your stereotypical college girl, blonde, drunk.
No, Zumi, why don't you give me an example?
It's like a fucking squeaky ass voice. And it's like...
It's the worst sound in the world.
It's just... I mean, not that I'm like accusing blondes of having a squeaky voice, but...
You are, but continue.
Anyways, but she's like... Ah! I can't even do it. Like... Oh my god, like, what are we gonna do? You're gonna leave. Yeah. And that's all you fucking heard. Like, just like, please, like, don't fucking do this. You're gonna... And all of a sudden, dude, like, this went on for, like, a good 30 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, like, it stopped. And you're like, oh, okay, so I'm, like, signing up. And then all of a sudden, it's like, but John, you're gonna do this. Blah, 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 blah.
Dude, I'd shoot myself.
So finally, this guy fucking all I like wake up, I look to the side, and he's lying down, face down in his bed, like hugging the pillow.
Yeah. And
all of a sudden, like, I see him just like he just raises, and he just fucking punches the shit out of the wall. And he just goes, "Shut the fuck up." Silence.
You know what would have bbeen so much better is if the girl on the other side of the wall just yelled out something like, "My boyfriend will kick your ass." Yeah. And then this monster of a man just goes, "Okay." Goes next door.
Dude. But it was it was glorious. Like I woke up and I looked to the side, and he's like this, and he just goes, bam! He's like, "Shut the fuck up." And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna turn this. Like, I don't want to die. I don't want to say.
He should have, like, real quietly after a few seconds went by, just been like, "Thanks, man."
I you know, at that time, like, I think I was in shock as well, so that I couldn't think of anything to say. And the following morning, he's like, "Yo, man, I'm sorry about that." Like. And I was like, "Oh, it's cool." He's like, "It's
cool." Please don't eat me.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah, I can't stand shitty neighbors. Well, yeah, I think hotels might be worse. Like when you get bad neighbors.
Yeah.
Just because, like, they always when you're in a hotel, they always do it at like 11 p.m. and beyond. Always.
You read my mind. It's always like a time where you're like super fucking tired.
You're like, you just turned off the TV because you're like, shit, I gotta get some sleep. And then out of nowhere, it's like this jackass that brought his boom box, you know, and he's like, oh yeah, we're gonna play this in a hotel.
You know which neighbors are really fun though? Motel neighbors.
Why? Because they come over and visit?
No. What?
Well, you say motel, I think of like a shitty motel on the side of the highway.
Well, maybe I should explain this. Like, motels here are actually a little bit higher class than motels over there.
Well, fuck you.
Like like when I say motel, you probably think of like a Motel 6 or.
No, I think of worse, but you know.
Well, anyway, well,
like
here,
pay by the hour.
No, here it's like you can. Motels are usually like during the weekend they're paid by like every 4 hours. During the week it's like the entire day, right? Yeah. But these are luxury motels. Like they're meant because prostitution is legal, air quotes, in TJ. They make them legit safe places, right? So they make
Which makes sense.
So they make them high end. So you have like your luxury king size bed. You have a jacuzzi. You have
with shock absorbers.
Yeah, like you have like room service and stuff, and like they're really, really, really nice. But so you know, like everybody that goes, let's say like nobody goes to a motel to just like sleep, which is what happens in the States, right?
Yeah.
In the States, if you're traveling, you just fucking motel. I just need sleep.
You just need a bed,
right?
And possibly a place to shower.
Yeah, in Mexico, if you want that, you got to get a hotel. If you go to a Momo, you will probably pay more. And if you're if it's in the weekend, then you're SOL because you'll only get it for 4 hours.
See, don't you find that I don't think I would call it odd, but I would call it interesting. Is that, you know, like, okay, there's certain things that are illegal in the States, and then you go to a different country, and those things are completely legal. We'll take like, you take the marijuana example.
Marijuana's not legal here.
Well, what I'm saying is like, I have an example, I promise.
Okay.
Okay, it was totally illegal in Washington State just a few years ago. Mm-hmm. And we had a big problem with, you know, there being transportation across the Canadian border. We had a big problem with drug dealers and stuff like that. And now it's completely legal for recreational use. We don't have those problems anymore. In fact, if you want to get marijuana, you go to these really nice stores where everything's furnished. There's experts that come and talk to you. Experts. You walk in there, you have to be wearing like a shirt, shoes, you know.
Dude, really? I don't want my marijuana dealer to be like somebody wearing like a suit and a tie.
But that's what I mean. There's no dealer anymore. It is a business.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, at that point, that business becomes my dealer. I want the guy that looks like fucking Shaggy.
Okay, but the point is that when you make certain things legal, like when they're completely legal, it seems to me that there's less problems. And things just become nicer. Not everything. I'm not saying everything. I'm just saying there's certain things. Like you mentioned the prostitution thing. Now, it might not be something that I would ever utilize and never have the desire to. But like when you have these states, you know, that what was it? Las Vegas was legal for a long time.
It still is.
Is it still legal?
Well, there's one section, which is the Bunny Ranch place, which is on the outskirts of Vegas.
Okay, but my question is like when you make prostitution illegal, what does it become? I mean, it becomes this nasty exchange of like you have to go find the person on a certain street in your town, and there's no program for it. I know it's weird, but it's like there's all these problems that come with it because now it's unregulated.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that prostitution should be legalized, but it's like...
Oh, I'm all for it.
You're all for it.
I'm all for it, dude. Like, whatever. It's like,
well, it's dude, like, I guess you could say it's like I'm never going to use it, but I also don't want this huge problem.
Prostitution has been around since like the beginning of time. Like, think about it. Mm-hmm. There's no. It's just one of those things where like women and men do it, right?
Yeah. I think. Yeah, last time I checked.
So it's just one of those things where like I can't sit here and judge somebody for like making money, to be honest.
Well, it's it's interesting you say the making money thing because like the big surge that's been going on in the last few years is the camera girl thing.
The camera girl thing?
Yeah, okay. There's those a camera girl is like they talk in a chat room and like guys or girls will like pay to see them do things and stuff. And it's this weird thing that started to happen with the internet, but apparently there's like tons of people, like both women and men, that are doing this now because you make a decent amount of money.
So which site should I go on to? Like,
well, I don't know, Sumi.
I mean, I'll show you my cock for if you're gonna pay me money if I don't have to do anything. This is
what I mean. It's like, a lot of people out there would say like, that I would never do that. Well, there's a lot of people in this world that are, hurting for money.
Well, just for the record, I'm not hurting for money, but I'm always looking for passive income.
But it's become so easy now. I mean, it's one of those things that's just out of nowhere. Like, it just started happening, and like people will just do it. They'd be like, yeah, I could use some extra cash. But it just seems to me like it would become like that Boogie Nights type thing where it just spirals out of control, and like now you need it for your job.
That's the thing, and I'm gonna throw a Breaking Bad reference here, but it's like Walter says, you don't fucking ever do the product.
Yeah.
You sell good product, but you don't. The moment you start doing it, then you're fucking done. So I would imagine that if you do prostitution, the moment you see it as more than just business.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's where people have an issue with it. Because they don't see it as just business. They see it as, it's demoralizing, it's against my beliefs, it's against my religion. Therefore, I'm going to impose all of these beliefs upon you. And then, I mean, that's where the issue lies. I'm thinking.
Well, it's the same thing. Like I've seen the Vice documentaries on like drug dealers and stuff, where the successful ones are these guys that are in their 50s that have been doing it for decades.
I will say,
and they have never ever done a drug.
Yeah, I will say this though, like in regards to prostitution, there's a big difference between prostitution and slavery or human trafficking.
Yes.
Right?
You're talking about the willful act.
So when I say prostitution, or like the one that should be legal, is the ones that are there because they're kind of like, well, think about like Sir Jag, like, he's into like the whole BDSM, and to a lot of people it's taboo. Well, what if you're into having multiple partners? What's wrong with saying, a side benefit of that is that they give me money?
Yeah. Well, it's that those weird things, like I don't want to call them weird, but those things that nobody likes to talk about, right? Like this happens all the time. Yeah. But like I say, I
mean, I'll be honest. I met somebody who did that, and she did it because she actually liked the sex.
Wow.
I know. She liked the sex. She was just like, I just like being with different people. Like, I don't like if fucking sex gets boring to me, so I like him young, I like him all, it doesn't matter. And then like a side of it is that I get money too. Well, she didn't call it like I get money, I get paid for this. She got it like I get a donation. That's what helped her, you know.
Well, I don't know. It's just really odd, like that whole other world.
I would like to point out I didn't solicit her services. It's just, you know, I just met somebody.
Sure.
I just met somebody.
Now, I noticed.
You know, actually, it was a friend of a friend, so it was like
bullshit. I noticed on Anna's Facebook, she's always posting cakes.
Yeah,
and pies and shit.
She bakes
She needs to
cakes.
stop. It's killing me, man.
Did you see the one with the Ferrero Rochers on the side?
Yeah, and that's why I'm specifically talking about this. That cake.
She baked that for me for our anniversary.
Well, yeah, you can go fuck yourself.
You should share it on our NBTLT website or page. Okay,
well, I'll write a note for it. But Christelle actually made a really, really good. I think it's a cake, isn't it? It's a Bananas Foster cake. I'm trying. Is that what it was? Yeah. Holy shit, dude! It's like. Do you like banana cream pie?
I do. My wife hates bananas,
oh,
so she would never
bastard.
do that. She would never do it for me.
But it's like it tastes like a banana cream pie, but it's softer. Like I mean, you don't have the crust of the pie, right?
Right.
Like the flakiness, but you have instead of that you have cake. And you got the little modified banana slices on top. I say modified like all spiced up and everything. Dude, it was so fucking good. And I think it was just whipped cream on top. Was it? Oh. Whipped cream and what? Oh my god. Whipped cream and banana cream pudding. See, it's just not fair. They make this shit, you know, and I'm not getting any smaller. You know?
Hey, you kind of do look like, you know,
a little pudgier.
Like you can use a, you know,
an
exercise machine like right next to your couch.
Yeah, you look like you could use a swift kick to the nuts, you know. No, but she needs to stop posting pictures of that shit, man.
I know, and like, you know, the thing is, like, I have a sweet tooth, and I'm always like the guinea pig, you know. So
and you're okay with it.
I'm like that's why I have the dad bod going on right now. I don't have a six pack.
Well, what was the other one? Was that a pineapple upside down?
Yeah, that was for my mom.
God.
It was my mom's birthday yesterday, so she did that for her yesterday, and today we had her official celebration, so she made another cake. So that's why I'm recording a little bit late, because I actually had to go down there and say happy birthday. Oh,
you had to eat cake. Son of a bitch.
Eat cake, and they made turkey and like a leg of ham, like baked.
Dude, fuck you. You know what I had for dinner?
I fucking ate a lot. That's what I'm saying.
I had hamburgers for dinner. And up until now, I thought I was getting a good deal. This asshole's talking about turkey legs and ham and... Huh?
Stuffing, gravy, mashed potatoes.
Yeah, well, apparently we're having our Easter dinner over at the in-laws tomorrow. But I have no idea what we're having. She says it's the same thing every year, but I don't remember. Ham. That's it? Oh, yes, au gratin potatoes.
So do you guys like during Easter, like, this is something that it's in, I think it's Catholic. It's a Catholic thing. You're not supposed to eat red meat.
What, Lent?
What do you mean?
Lent.
I don't know what that is.
Do they celebrate that on Easter? I don't know. I'm not Catholic, so I don't.
I don't know what they call it, but they just have this thing where, like, in Easter.
Oh, that's on Good Friday.
You're supposed to, like, not eat red meat. I don't give a shit. Like, I'll have a burger.
Yeah. Like Christelle's telling me, with Catholicism, they do Lent on Friday, on Good Friday, and then on Easter they have this huge feast of, like, everything.
Oh, okay.
But I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I mean,
there's too many rules with Catholicism.
Yeah, so I'm a horrible Catholic, so But
you're what my grandpa used to call a Jack Catholic.
Jack Catholic.
It's like whenever it conveniences you.
So I had that, and so I was just gonna go and eat real quick, and then but we had a lot of visitors, and I was like, oh, I gotta stay a little bit longer. So that's why fuck, you don't give a shit, but Lonnie and I give a shit. No, the audience. Sorry, Lonnie.
I was actually going to say something to him, to our audience, is that, it may seem like some of this stuff is unprepared, which, most of the stuff that you and I talk about is kind of chaotic at times, but we actually do prepare, which is odd, because it is a show about nothing. We've said this before. We actually have a set list. We actually do prepare. And we have ideas through the week that we say yes or no to, and we go. Zumi and I go through the set list before we even start.
Yeah, it's for a podcast that it's about nothing. We're actually pretty structured about everything.
Yeah, well, honestly, I think it would just be impossible if we didn't have some type of structure with it, because it's our first few episodes were like that. Like the just talk.
We were just chasing any squirrels that came out, and
and we still do that. We have
shit like right now,
like 20 subjects on our set list, and we've talked about 2.
Yeah,
so.
Which is, but it's to your benefit, because you'll get more episodes,
better,
more episodes throughout the year,
and authentic content. But. Yeah, it's. I don't know. I like doing it in this format. It's kind of like the like you have this. You prepare like this whole table of food, but you only want 1 or 2 things.
Yeah. Bro, so I'm gonna do like a slide.
You just call me bro.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
All right, bro.
So. I'm just gonna do like a parenthesis here. Have you ever? I'm gonna give a shout out here to like a YouTube channel. But have you ever seen Unbox Therapy?
No, I have not. I'll go to it right now,
dude. It's this guy. They send him stuff, and he unboxes them and does a review on like items. Look out the one that says the 3000 wireless or Bluetooth speaker. Or $3,000 Bluetooth speaker. I believe that's the title.
$3,000
Bluetooth or wireless speaker, something like that. It's like a round thing.
Yeah, I'm looking. Hang on. Is it the guy that's unboxing unboxing the $3,000 Bluetooth speaker?
Yeah, that one.
It's 8 fucking minutes long.
Well, just go to the middle, just to see how that speaker sounds.
Put my headphones on. And residual sound.
If you guys never seen this channel, like look it up. He has a shitload of gadgets, and they're really really cool. He had another one where it's like a $20,000 smartphone.
Okay. All right. I'm looking through it. I'll just describe what I'm seeing. Okay, this thing is weird. It looks like an on button.
Doesn't it? It's fucking ginormous too.
But it's got this like sheet over it. He's unboxing it. So, holy shit. Okay, and it's just like this orb. It looks like a gigantic enema.
Yeah.
Holy crap! And this thing's like really shiny.
Go forward when he's actually playing music.
Okay. Now you got to talk while I'm watching, because or else we're just gonna have silence here.
Oh, sorry. So he has a bunch of little like gadgets that he just unboxed. He does an honest review about him.
Dude, it's like vibrating.
I know. Isn't that cool? I want that. I want that for my birthday, Lonnie.
Okay, we're gonna link this to the Facebook page.
And the reason why I bring this one up is because I bought a for Anna's gift in our anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
I was like debating on like what cool accessory for her iPhone can I get, right? And everybody's saying like I was gonna get her a Bose earphones, the ones that have the noise cancellation, and then somebody like looked at me and said like, "Really, dude?" And I'm like, "What?" It's like she has 3 kids at home.
Yeah, you can't be not hearing what's going on in the background.
and I was like, "Oh." And then they suggested a Bluetooth wireless speaker, so I got her the JBL Charge 3. It's really really cool. So it's waterproof.
I'm sorry, I'm watching this and it's just
I know it's
fucking amazing.
It's mind blowing, isn't it?
Dude, that's incredible. It looks like something out of like an anime.
Well, you know what it reminded me, like that the new R2D2 thing from Star Wars. What's it called?
You mean BB-8?
Yeah, you know how it's just like a round thing.
Yeah,
that's how. But
dude, he's like, giggling like a little kid.
You know. So like I said, I got her the JBL 3 or Charge 3. And that speaker's pretty good, but then I just started looking through speakers, and that video came about, and I saw it, and then I just went down that rabbit hole, and I started watching more videos of him, like unboxing stuff, and he has like some really really cool gadgets in there. So
yeah, well, I'm looking at some of the other titles of the videos that he's got. You know what? We could try to get this guy on because I'm sure that he has got some good content. It looks like he does exclusively just unboxing stuff.
He had one, and unfortunately, the guy that came up with this idea, I guess he got arrested. But he had the $4 smartphone.
Okay.
And
oh yes, I remember this.
So he's unboxing a $4 phone, and I guess the guy that created that site, I was like, oh dude, like I'm gonna buy probably like 3 phones, like 2 for my kids so they can watch their YouTube videos, and then just one because they have the dual SIM. So and then I read the comments. It's like, oh yeah, the guy that created this site or whatever got arrested. So it's just like, oh
well, shit.
No more $4 Android smartphone for me. So yeah,
that thing is amazing, dude.
Yeah, check it out, guys. It's the channel is Unbox Therapy.
Yep, Unbox Therapy.
And that video in particular is the $3,000 Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah, the one I'm looking at is unboxing the $3,000 Bluetooth speaker. This thing is, I'll just give it a quick description. Like I said, it looks like a giant enema. I mean, but the unboxing is actually pretty sexy. Like if you watch it, because it does have that sheet that he pulls off of it, and this, I don't know how else to describe it. Like the sides where the actual speakers are. Those things, like, they pump out like a regular speaker, but the way that it does it is just so aesthetically pleasing. Yeah, I mean, the thing is amazing.
Yeah, check it out.
and he looks like he's about to cry when it actually starts playing. I just want to hug it while it's playing.
Can you imagine playing, like, I don't know, like a video game with that thing?
Well, like in my lap?
Yeah. Like you just have it like right next to you and you're just playing a video game, so all of a sudden it's like brr, brr.
Dude, I think the one movie that I always think of, and I don't know why I always go back to it, but like when I think of a good sound system, like if somebody has a really good home theater system, the one movie I always want to watch is Jurassic Park, the first one.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's just because of the sounds and stuff like that. And I don't know if the movie was like in 93 or 94, and I don't know if they calibrated all the sounds, for today's type of sound system. But even so, like, I want to hear it. I want to hear all the little sounds of like the park and stuff, and hear the dinosaurs running and shit. And I don't know. I don't know why that's always the one movie I want to watch with a good sound system, but.
It's pretty fucking weird.
I don't know, but I will say the one song I always want to listen to when I want to test speakers and stuff is Glitch Mob remix of Seven Nation Army by White Stripes. Have you ever heard that shit?
No, I mean, no.
You've heard Seven Nation Army.
Yeah, I don't know. But, I mean, if you send me the song, like I don't know the name of the song.
Okay, well it's Seven Nation Army by White Stripes. Here,
by White Stripes. Okay.
But here, I'll send you the direct link to it, and I don't know. I could let you listen to it right now, but I don't know if that'd be proper. Let me say here. I'll send you the link. Let me get the link going. Moving a little slow because I'm doing, our webcasting here. Let's see, copy.
That's all right. We all know you're pretty slow, Lonnie.
I am. I also have 17 windows open when I'm podcasting.
You're like, it's special.
There you go. I sent it on Facebook Messenger. But let's see.
All right. So can I click this really quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah, we have to make sounds now. We have to keep the listeners entertained. I almost forgot. But yeah, I really do want to get that guy on. I want to see if the guy from that channel would be willing to do a podcast. But there's that, and then there's a bunch of other people that I want to get on the podcast. Are you hearing it?
Yeah. Okay. I remember.
Do you like it?
I remember that song. You play that song in your guitar a lot.
Yeah.
When yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a badass remix.
It is a badass song.
Oh, yeah, I mean, White Stripes. Wasn't he married to the drummer? I'm pretty sure that used to be his wife, but then they got a divorce, but they still play together. Musically.
Did I was gonna say, did he get to keep the drums?
Now, I hear you got a new car.
I did, and it's kind of a shame because I wanted to be like a social thing, I wanted people to tell me what kind of car would be best, but just to I'm gonna make a long story short because I don't want to get into this whole thing. I was initially looking for an SUV, family car, and I was looking at the Nissan Rogue, the Pathfinder, the Chevy Equinox, and
Equinox.
I don't know. I've heard it called both, so
yeah. English is hard.
I like Equinox better. It sounds sexier.
Not really.
Equinox.
Okay. Equinox.
Yeah. Equinox.
Like the vernal equinox.
Yeah, no, whatever. And the Nissan Murano. And I had decided. Oh, and the Jeep Compass and the Liberty.
I like the Liberty.
So
I think it's badass.
So I had close to $6,000 to put down, and I got the loan. So, and then I my Honda started crapping out, and I think it's done, dude. And actually, I'm gonna aside from that, anyways, I'm gonna make a side note on the Honda, long story short is I ended up getting a sedan. So I went from just looking for SUVs to getting a sedan for me.
What the fuck?
Right?
You're so selfish.
I know. Well, it's because my Honda crapped out, so.
Yeah, but you're still selfish.
Anyways, I got a Nissan Altima. It's a 2008, and it's paid off.
That's so 2008.
I know. That's so 2000 late.
That's so funny.
But anyway, so I got the Nissan Altima. It only had 77K.
Did it come with a dental dam?
No.
It's from the other guys.
Oh,
sorry.
I don't remember that. I remember vagina with wheels.
Yeah.
You had a vagina with wheels, didn't you?
We don't talk about that anymore.
Yeah. A bunch of hobos had an orgy back there too.
Found deer vagina.
So anyway, Nissan Altima 2008. It has a rear view camera, which I don't fucking use.
Why not?
Because it doesn't feel right. I have to look back.
Because you know how to back up because you're not an idiot?
Yeah, that too. So, so I where was it going this? Oh, the Honda. So the Honda ended up, it gave me a code, and it marked me the number 3 cylinder misfiring or something like that.
Yep, that's not good.
So somebody told me, like, oh, it could be as easy as just changing the spark plugs. And when was the last time you did it? I'm like, well, it has been a while. And, so I bought the spark plugs. I'm changing them, and they're all, they're looking, they needed to be changed. I go to the number 3 one, and there's oil inside.
Oh, see.
So I'm like, okay, so either I got to fix a leak or the head gasket is ready to, like, be done, right?
Yeah.
And at this point, like, what I'm debating is, do I bring the car to Mexico, get it fixed, sell it, and maybe get, I don't know, $500, or do I find a veterans type charity and donate it?
Yeah.
So
you donated it?
No, I haven't. I still have the car.
I think you should donate it.
I don't know what to do with it.
I think you should donate it.
Think so?
Yeah. And the reason why I think there's a couple of reasons. One, you'll feel good about the donation, right? Because they can either use it for scrap or they can
right. Well, and I figure like all of the stuff that I have there, like just on the exhaust system, it's like $600.
Yeah, and so you can donate it, and you can feel good about the fact that you donated it, and you don't have to go through the whole thing of, like, going to get it fixed, having to go pick it up or drop it off, all that stuff, having to worry about it for the next week or two, and then it's just gone. It's just done.
Right.
And then it's over. You can't can't take the decision back, so you just get rid of it. That's just my opinion. Unless you really, really, really need the money.
Well, I mean that's where I'm leaning towards. To be honest, like I'm leaning more towards donating the car. But the other thing is, like, I could just call the junkyard and be like, "Hey, come pick up this car. It's still running. Just give me, like, I mean, even if they give me." Let's say if the guy, like, lowballs me and says, like, I'll give you $200. It's $200 I don't have right now.
Well, you could also try to,
But I don't know. I've never donated a car before. I don't know how the tax deduction.
You're doing, like, the whole Lebowski thing.
Yeah.
Could you give it to me in cash? Because I was talking to my lawyer and. I don't know if this will put me in another tax bracket.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's a good deduction for taxes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, you can always just. I know this. I don't know why we're getting too far into this. This is my fault, but you could always just call a fiduciary and ask them. Is it a good idea for me to donate it? As far as my taxes go, this is how much I make.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't know how much I make.
Well, then you're fucked. I don't.
Because I just started this new job, recently. So,
well, they should still be able to tell you if you were to call one and just ask them, tell them how much you make per hour or per week or whatever it is.
Right.
And they should be able to tell you whether or not it's a good thing to do as far as your taxes go.
Yeah. And then the other concern that I have, like, I don't really know any, like, organizations that are like legit to veterans.
Doesn't USAA do stuff?
I don't know.
Or what's the other one? The US Oh, jeez.
Some USO?
It might be. Well, yeah, USO has to do it, right? I'm sure they do that.
I don't know.
They do all kinds of stuff.
I know. Like I asked somebody from work and told me don't do Goodwill.
Don't do Goodwill. And, not with cars.
And they recommended Salvation Army, but I was like, well, I'm Air Force. I kind of want to do like something related to the Air Force.
Mm-hmm. You should call USO and see if they'll do it that way.
I love you. It's like, I love you all other branches, but,
But you weren't my branch.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So you got your new car.
I bet I got my new car.
So you got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're coming to the point where we might just get rid of our van.
I might have used hypnotic language patterns and, cutting down the price significantly. Might have.
I won't say anything, Zumi. And we only have oh geez, which is another thing I haven't even mentioned.
You know what? Like I didn't feel that. The guy didn't feel that. He sold it to me as if I was like his cousin or something, to be honest. But
you're so evil.
I know.
Well, I was gonna say that there's not too many people listening, so you're pretty safe, but that's not really true anymore.
About what? You think about language patterns?
No, about how many people are listening.
Oh, well, I mean, but it's... what are the odds of this guy actually listen to my podcast and be like, that son of a bitch?
You never know, man.
Well, I'm saying, like, it was fair. Okay? It wasn't like I give him, like,
in
half.
Your mind. in your mind.
Yeah, because it could have been worse, right? I could have done...
Yeah, this guy's going to wake up out of the coma you put him in and go, what the fuck did I just do?
I could have gotten more. But I feel good about it, though.
Such a conundrum. Now, Christelle gave me a subject, which I think we need to mention.
Can we?
And...
Is it about boobies?
Babies?
No, boobies.
Oh, boobies. I don't know. Is it about boobies? No? Okay.
Because I just wanted to say I love boobies. I really do.
Yeah, they're pretty nice. Well, she was just mentioning to me she can't stand people who compare having dogs as the same as having kids.
Oh, dude.
Or those people that say, like, we want to have kids, but we have a dog, so it's just like the next step.
Bro.
Okay, I'm just gonna mention this for anybody that has kids. You, as a man that has 3 children, and I, as a man that has 4 children. I mean, when people tell me they're thinking about having kids, like, my immediate reaction is, no matter who they are, is, no, you aren't. You're not. You're not thinking about having kids, because if you were thinking about having kids, you wouldn't fucking tell anybody, for one. Because it just happens. I don't care how many, like, programs and stuff like you'll do, or even in vitro and shit. You can never plan when you're actually going to have a kid. I'm sorry, you just can't, because it just happens.
I mean, unless you're having difficulties, right?
Yes, unless you're having difficulties. But when you're thinking about that, you're not thinking about all the stuff that comes with it. And you might think that you are, but you're not, because you have no fucking clue. And to compare a child with having a dog or a cat or a pet of any kind, I don't know. It's just so offensively wrong. And okay, Christelle wants.
I don't want to hear it.
Okay, I want to hear it.
Just the whole, responsibility is because we have. We know the responsibility it takes to take care of something.
Oh yeah, it's the same thing. It's like, oh, I took care of a goldfish, therefore I think I can run a missile silo. They're monumentally different.
I'm just gonna say to their defense, the dogs do eat shit and pee, so maybe
they do.
Maybe that's why they feel like I don't know.
But they're humans. Okay, that's the whole thing. It's like, okay.
Well, I'm saying, I really don't like when somebody puts a dog at the same level as a human baby.
Oh yeah, like What do you mean, like when they treat their dog like it's their baby?
Yeah, the fucking dog is better fed than I am.
Yeah, like those purse dogs.
Yeah, it's like, dude.
Oh,
like,
fuck those dogs.
Like, I'm not gonna like say her name, like PH. Like,
yeah.
God, I fucking hated that bitch when she would just like come out of the fucking chihuahua. I'm like, dude, like, if I ever meet you, I'm gonna grab that thing and I'm gonna like fucking kick it.
Because it's not a dog. Technically. Or not technically, but practically.
Yeah.
That's not a dog.
Right. So,
and it's not even necessarily an accessory. That's just slave.
Yeah. No, it's like, dude, no.
It's a slave that you force feed, fancy food, that you force to fit into luggage, that you force to put on human type clothing and accessories. No, those dogs are not happy. That's the whole thing. They think, well, it's because they don't feed it. They don't feed it real dog food. Like, they feed it like this fancy, like, specialized dog food that's 90% broccoli.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? That's a carnivore.
Yeah, it's like, dude, dogs.
Give the dog some meat.
Dogs, the only time they'll eat plants is if they need to do a detox.
Yes. And that's the most horrible thing, is because for people out there that have dogs, I challenge you one thing. Go, and when you're getting your dog some food, like just dry dog food or canned dog food, take a look at the back in the ingredients, because this is important. If it has over 50% vegetables, put the can or bag down.
Yeah, I saw the other day. I saw somebody with a dog. It was not a pit bull, but what's the other one that kind of looks like a pit bull?
What, you mean like an American Terrier?
I don't know. They kind of look like pit bulls, but they're not pit bulls. They're really close.
I think it's like an American Terrier of some kind, but it's not a pit bull.
Yeah, well, they kind of look like pit bulls, but anyways, one
American Bull Terrier.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's what it was, and she's fucking feeding him carrots for.
Oh my god.
For like his. I was like, really? You're feeding this dog a fucking carrot? That's his like reward for sitting and staying? Like, dude.
Can you imagine that? Like, what's the equivalent of that for a human slave?
I don't know.
I mean, you're asking for water and someone hands you wine. No. Let's. You need water, and someone gives you, oh geez, I don't know, vinegar.
Yeah.
Like, here, quench your thirst, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's no reward, like, health-wise for a dog for feeding it a carrot.
Yeah. Yeah, I use, like, and by the way, like, I'm getting a puppy on Monday, I guess.
It's a big commitment to me. It's the same as having a kid.
Dude. Actually, one of my son's friends, they just had a litter.
Yeah.
And it's a Belgian Shepherd with what's the other fucking Shepherd type?
Dude,
not German Shepherd, but the other one. There's
like Italian Shepherd.
I don't know if it's Italian Shepherd, but it's half Belgian Shepherd, half something else Shepherd, and it looks like a really cool puppy, to be honest.
What is the other Shepherd type? You have the German Shepherd. I'm asking Christelle. What is it? Australian Shepherd.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, because Harley, our puppy,
mm-hmm.
He's part Australian Shepherd. I don't know why I didn't remember that. But he's that, and then I'm pretty sure he's German Shepherd, too, because his face, like if you just saw the side of his face, it's totally German Shepherd. But then he's short like a corgi.
Short like a corgi.
There's something wrong with him.
No, so my son already named him. He's gonna be named Rex. I wanted Shaggy, but
Oh, so you wanted the good name, and everybody else wanted to call it something cute.
Yeah, I wanted to call him Shaggy Dog.
See, Christelle and I want to get a Daniff. You ever seen those dogs?
No.
It's a Great Dane and Bull Mastiff.
Oh shit! I've seen the Mastiff. Those are huge.
Yeah,
though.
and well, they're big. They can look like one of like 3 different varieties though. You can have the ones that are like the lean type look of a Great Dane, but you can still tell like the features on the face of the Bull Mastiff. You can have the ones that are a little bit shorter, but they're bulky like a Bull Mastiff, and then you can have the ones that are just massive. And they're just, they have the head size of the Bull Mastiff. They have the height of the Great Dane, but the body of the Bull Mastiff.
Yeah, their paw is like my fucking hand.
Yeah, they're enormous, but they're like the sweetest dogs. And dude, I want to get one and call it like Gary or something that.
I want you to show me like the massive shits that this dog's gonna take. Well, they're gonna be shitting like an elephant, dude.
Well, the interesting thing about Great Danes is that Great Danes don't actually eat that much. They eat about as much as a medium-sized dog. Now, a Bull Mastiff...
I did not know that.
Yeah, Great Danes have bad hearts. Not bad hearts, but they have overworked hearts.
Oh. Because
they have large bodies. And... it takes a lot to pump all that blood through their body and everything. And they only live, 8 to 9 years? 5? What? Holy shit. I have to look that up. But with a Bull Mastiff, I'm not sure the lifespan on a Bull Mastiff, but I know that they're pretty common now, because at one point it was pretty popular to get that type of crossbreed.
Yeah.
But you should look up some videos. I mean, they're puppies. I'm not usually a sucker for too many types of puppies, but a Danish puppy is probably the cutest motherfucking thing on earth. But they're pretty adorable, and that's what we want to get. And I couldn't think of what's the name. I was saying the other day that it would be perfect for like a Great Dane Bull Mastiff mix. Gus. Just something simple.
I think about Gus from like Cinderella.
Well, Gus was actually my nickname growing up. That's what my grandpa called me.
No way.
Yeah. I don't know why he called me that. He called my cousin Ren. He called him Skeeter.
Skeeter from...
I have no idea, dude. I don't know where the Skeeter thing came from, but my sister he called Minnie Puff.
Minnie Puff.
And then he called my grandma Miss Daisy because she hated driving. Grandparents, they got names for everything, man.
I know, dude.
And so much racism, so much.
I wouldn't know about that, right? I haven't met him, so.
Oh, you have good grandparents?
No. Well, I mean,
no.
I met my my grandma on my dad's side. She was cool as fuck, but she died of breast cancer. I think I was in 5th grade. Could have been 4th grade. I don't remember. I know I saw her though, like when my dad got her born abroad certificates in like 96.
Yeah.
Took him forever to do it. And so I didn't meet Grandpa from my dad's side. Grandma from my mother's side passed away. I think when she gave birth to my uncle, my mom's brother, who's kind of a, yeah. Anyways,
just say it.
And then Grandpa on my mom's side, he's like, I mean, I talked to him. I know of him. We don't really like talk to him. We have visited. I know him. He knows me.
We know of each other.
But we don't have like a close relationship. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying he's an asshole or anything like that. I'm saying we don't have a close relationship.
You just don't know.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. My grandparents, my mom's mom, she died. I think it was of throat cancer, something like that. Like she had some type of cancer in her neck, and she died. And then, exactly a week later, my grandpa died. No, that was the next week. It was the next week, and he had gone to the hospital, like, days after she had died, like, right after the funeral. And said that, this is it. I don't really want to be around if my wife isn't here. And he didn't do anything special or anything like that. This is just what he was telling, like, my Aunt Deb, who was there with him. I think my mom was there. And he just kind of gave up. And I think he had it might have been a stroke. Like a mild stroke, but, he didn't give a shit at that point, so just decided to go.
Damn.
But, I mean, of course the whole family's, like, devastated, but, I'm sitting here as, like, the one guy, like, I'm sad that, they're both gone because I love my grandparents. I used to spend every summer with them. But I'm also at the same time, like, relieved for my grandpa. Like, he doesn't have to go through that.
Right. Or
like the months or years of.
I'm kind of the same way a little bit, where it's like, yeah, you're sad, but man, you had a good run.
Yeah, and my grandpa, I mean, he was in the Korean War, had all kinds of stories. The dude was in his 80s, and I think he was, he might have been like 88. 88, I think, is when he died. Like I said, he was in the Korean War, and all the way up until he died, he was riding horses, herding cattle. He had this huge garden. Just did all kinds of shit, always moving. And I remember when I was there during the summers, like, I'd get woke up at like 6 o'clock in the morning to go help him, do stuff. And I loved it. But that was just him. Like, he just liked being outdoors. And my grandma was a lot different. She liked watching soap operas and eating licorice. But, just real active dude. But, once his wife died, it was just like, none of that shit means anything anymore.
Yeah.
So I was kind of happy, like, I'm sad that he's gone, but it's like, I'm happy that he doesn't have to go through those months or years of depression, just sitting there in an empty bed. Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
Now I'm sad.
Well, let's take a break.
Okay, we're going to take a break, people. And we're back. Sorry about that. Had to do a pee break.
Yeah,
What were we talking about, grandparents?
Yeah, hopefully you don't feel sad still.
I don't. I'm happy. I got my wasabi almonds and got some more beer, so I'm happy. Ish. But anything else go on during your week? Besides all the shit that's going on in the world?
No, I did see, I always find out late because I don't usually watch the news, but holy shit,
you shouldn't do it at all.
We're bombing the shit out of Afghanistan. What the fuck?
Yes. I don't think I'm entirely sure as to what's going on with that. Other than the fact that there was a bunch of ISIS all grouped together. Which I can't really argue with. Like, if you're going to bomb ISIS, you might as well do it when they're all together and away from people. But the dude used a Moab. Donald Trump used the massive ordinance, whatever it is, but we call it a Moab.
Yeah.
That thing's big.
Which is short for big motherfucking bomb.
Yeah, mother of all bombs. But I think he ended up killing like 100 ISIS fighters in that blast in the caves.
Only 100?
Yeah, but dude, and
that seems like overkill, though.
What, 100 of them?
Yeah.
Or with a Moab?
100 with a Moab.
Well, here's the thing: is just like any bomb, they have a shelf life, and these ones that we have in storage. They're good. They're good for 20 years, and they were made in 1998. So
was he just restocking? I guess.
No, he's using them before they go bad, and you might as well using them on the bad people.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So I mean, I saw that they're. So he bombed the shit out of Syria, and then he bombed the shit out of Afghanistan.
Well, I wouldn't say he bombed the shit out of Syria. What he did was he just destroyed a compound without killing anybody.
Well, I don't know if there were. I didn't hear the whole thing. I just know he destroyed like 21 fighters, something like that.
I don't even know if that's true. I know that what essentially happened was their goal was to get rid of the chemical weapons that were in this warehouse. So whether or not Assad was using it on his own people or it was the rebel forces, I think it was one of those things like, why don't we just get rid of the weapons? Wow. So that they don't use chemical weapons on people anymore. So I don't know all the stuff that's going on with that. Mm-hmm. Like, I haven't read all the stuff for the Moab being dropped in Afghanistan. I just know that he made a quick decision and dropped, mother of all bombs and killed 100 ISIS. But honestly, with that, like, how do you have outrage with that?
I don't know. All you fucking Obama lovers are gonna be like, it's the end of the world. He's gonna get us in trouble. I
can tell you right now that I am a firm believer that if Hillary Clinton was president, we'd already be at war with Russia.
Maybe.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, everybody, the whole Russian narrative that we're, like they're saying that, Trump was put in there by the Russians. That got stamped out pretty quick when he bombed that compound in Syria because that's Russia's biggest ally.
Yeah. Well, I want to say that, like, we talked about Ben Shapiro before.
Uh-huh.
Right? So Ben Shapiro, and he, during a Q&A, pre-elections, they asked him whether who was worse, right? If it was, like, Hillary or Trump. And he made an interesting point, which it was, we are in a downhill roller coaster going at 100 miles per hour.
Mm-hmm.
If Hillary wins, we're gonna go at 120.
Yeah.
If Trump gets elected, he's just gonna put he's gonna put the brakes on, and it's just gonna go. We're still gonna go downhill, but instead of going at 100, now we're gonna go at 90.
Yeah. That's a good way to describe it, but because there's no way that anybody could have stopped it, even if they did everything they could try.
Correct.
Or that did everything they could to try to stop it. I mean, there was just so much shit that was happening.
So in essence, it's like saying, like, what I kind of wish is that we had a better person to represent the Conservative Party, because Trump is neither. Trump is not he's not the right guy to say, like, okay, he's a conservative. He's like totalitarian. I can't remember the way he described it, but he's definitely not a conservative. And I think we've talked about this before.
Well, yes, and we have. And I have my disagreements with you, and I have my disagreements with Ben Shapiro. But, I mean, that's just what they are. It's just my opinion. But the thing is that, I mean, if you want something different as an American voter, you need to do something about it. You can't just sit there and wait every 4 years for that next candidate to come out. Because the thing with, if you see the differences between the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, with the Republican Party, how many candidates do you have to start that campaign? I mean, you have tons. You have like 20 of them.
Right.
But then on the Democrat side, you have like 2 or 3. Like the big ones.
Yeah.
And what's the reason for that? I mean, you could do studies into it. I mean, saying like, well, the Republicans just want to get somebody in there. So they're kind of filtering people through and seeing who people like the most. Or you could very well say that the Democrats just don't have anybody that they're willing to put out there on TV because they're afraid of what this person might say or what people might find out about this person. I mean, there's all kinds of arguments, that go along the lines of, like how many people are going to be candidates for their party. But the thing is you just had 8 years of pure, unadulterated Democrat society. I mean, that's basically what... I mean, Obama was nowhere near conservative
No.
on anything. And we have nothing to show for it. Right? I mean, can you honestly say that things are better?
They got a penalty for
After
not
him.
having insurance.
Well, I mean, there's that, and there's hundreds of other things, and I won't get into it because I've already gotten into some of it before. And I'm not saying that I like Bush that much either.
No, but Obama makes Bush look like a freaking, great president.
He makes him look like Lincoln.
I know.
But I mean, you can hate me as much as you want for being a Trump supporter. You can argue with me, but the thing is, it's like, until you show me the real reason why you don't want bombs dropped on ISIS, or this, tell me the real reason why you want our government to stop searching for pedophile rings and getting rid of these people.
Yep. I mean, I think the only thing I would add is, we're on back to like that analogy. We're going on the roller coaster downhill. I mean, when you're going down, the only way out is up.
Yeah.
So we'll eventually hit that upslope.
Eventually.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, how many days has it been? Has he even had 100 days in?
I don't think so.
And people are already calling him Hitler? I mean, it's like, calm down. Just ride it out for a year and see what happens. But I don't know. Shit's fucked. And the other thing that I saw on the news is that North Korea, because somehow Trump made allies with China. I mean, we were already kind of allies, but there was always like that unspoken thing where like, we'll fuck you up if you step over the line,
right,
type of thing. Not us, them. But now, out of nowhere, he just talks to President Z. Is that his name?
I don't know.
And he talks to him for a while. They have cake. And now China is working with Trump to try to bully North Korea into stop being such assholes.
Huh.
So now North Korea is like puffing out their chest, right? Kim Jong-un is like doing all these the parades and stuff with all these missiles, like his dad used to do. And they threatened they're going to start testing their nuclear weapons, right? To see if they're going to... Well, they did their first test. It failed.
What
and here's the thing about North Korea. It's like nobody shares secrets with them because they're crazy. Like Kim Jong-un and his dad, Kim Jong-il, are crazy as fuck, right?
Well, but when you said it fails, do you mean like it backfired? It didn't go off?
It just didn't work. Well, because they don't have like I said, no country shares their stuff with them because they're afraid that, Kim Jong-un is going to lose his mind one day and decide to turn his back on his ally and just nuke him if they share their secrets with him. The dude's insane. And it's because of that, they don't have all of the technology that all these other major, countries have, like these major superpowers like Russia, the US, the UK. They don't have the ability to go in and make a nuclear weapon like we would be able to. They have to learn everything. They have to like steal secrets. They have to, do it old school style. And because of that, they're like perpetually stuck in the 1960s. I mean, the only person in North Korea that has internet is Kim Jong-un. It's insane. So, yeah, when they say that, we're going to test our nuclear missiles, we're just sitting over here like, yeah, tell us how it goes.
Can you imagine being that one dude that did the 10-1 countdown, and you're the one who has to tell him that it didn't work?
Well, it's kind of similar. It's kind of similar to how Bill Burr talks about like when the Olympics were held in Berlin, and Hitler was, pretty much like before the Olympics started, was doing his spiel about the whole we're making the superhuman the next step in the evolutionary cycle. We're going to be the best. We're going to win every sport. And then the Germans go in there and they get their ass kicked. But not just the U.S., but all these other countries. I mean, the guy from the United States that did I think it's the 100-meter dash or something like that, just destroyed the German contender. And what Bill Burr says, he's like, can you imagine that limo ride home with Hitler? Like, it's a nice day, isn't it? I mean, because the guy's already crazy, but yeah, I wouldn't want to be the guy that pushes the button and has to go like, yeah, it didn't fire, so.
Well, who was on these past Olympics that weightlifter that he didn't win gold, he won silver, and
okay.
they were making some comments about him saying how he failed his leader. And there was
was this a Chinese guy?
I don't know if no, I'm pretty sure it was North Korea, right?
Oh.
So.
Did he get shot when he went home?
I don't know. But everybody was saying he made comment that sounded like he wasn't gonna like he was gonna get killed because he failed. Or because silver is considered a failure, he didn't win the whole thing, so he failed.
Dude, that's rough. Look it up. But I mean, if people don't already know, you should know this. If you've lived on planet Earth for any amount of time in your life, you should know that, Kim Jong-un and his father, Kim Jong-il, before him, these dudes are, clinically insane. And they do some evil shit to their people. I mean, it's the definition of totalitarianism and the definition of tyranny. I mean, they take food from their own people. They force their people to join into the military. The women, little girls are trained from a very young age to be servants to, the democratically elected Kim Jong-un, which is bullshit, by the way. They say they have elections. Elections never happen. I mean, it's the same thing with Saddam Hussein. They said they had an election, and then somehow this asshole that kills his own people with sarin gas gets elected again. Come on. Are you looking this guy up?
Yes, I am.
Did you find him?
I didn't find him specifically, but I did find... How reliable is The Sun?
Oh, it's a pretty major online news.
UK, right? It says Korea's... The headline's Korea's suicide. North Korean tyrant on the rampage over his country's failure to hit Rio Olympics medal target sees him threaten to send athletes to work in coal mines.
Holy shit.
So North Korea won 5 gold medals, team was warned to come home with 5 gold medals, but only returned with 2 and were smashed by rival South Korea.
See, okay. Now, there's an interesting dynamic with North Korea and South Korea. When North Korea and South Korea, split, a lot of the families had to be split up, too. Because of certain, an aunt and uncle would be living in one section of the country, and then your mom and dad and you live in another part of the country. And then when the split happened, well, guess what? Your aunt and uncle are now North Koreans, and we are never allowed to speak to them again. And the whole thing is, they're still the same people, in essence, right? Mm-hmm. And the shitty part is that, do you go into the Olympics knowing that, when you're going up against your basically your brethren, the North Koreans, and you can kick the shit out of them. You don't. Nobody wants to see like a rival sportsman get beaten, tortured, killed off, sent to the coal mines because you beat them. I mean, I know that you don't just lose because it's the Olympics, but would you have that thought?
No.
Like, you just let it happen, say, fuck it, the world's messed up? Damn, Zumi.
It's pretty fucked up, isn't it?
It is. So. But, it sucks because, like I said, South Korea has pretty much everything we have here in the States.
I guess if you're North Korean, you kind of like, I would second guess my choice of what I want to do in life.
If you're a North Korean?
Yeah. Because
they don't have a choice. Well, you know that, right? Like they're trained.
But I'm saying, like, if somebody says, like, you're going to be an Olympic athlete, I'll be like, I think I'm going to break my leg. And then I'll change careers.
Yeah, it's really messed up. The what? Oh, yeah, Christelle's telling me a story here. Again, you know how the women like to talk.
I'm just saying, my Uncle Ted was in South Korea station in South Korea.
And it's amazing, right? Yeah, and they have like the fastest internet in the world. Yeah, I mean, South Korea, like I was saying, they have like pretty much all the same shit we have in the States. Their advanced technology. I mean, they invent all kinds of new shit all the time. And then you go just a little bit north, and it's like the Stone Age.
Have you ever seen
that? Well, that's what I mean. They have the friggin' fence that, the demilitarized zone, you get shot. I mean, you get up even close to the gate,
Well, have you ever, speaking of the gate, have you ever seen that movie JSA or GSC? JSC?
I don't think so.
Hold on.
But I have seen Behind Enemy Lines.
I think it's JSC. Film?
I have no idea. I don't even think I've heard of this.
Not JSC. GSA, JSC. I can't remember.
Well, what's it about?
It's a Korean movie about the border of North Korea and South Korea, and it follows both of the guards that are, or the team of guards that are there, and for some reason they come, like the ones on the southern border go to the north.
Yeah.
And they become friends.
Okay.
But then shit goes sideways.
Always does, doesn't it?
Yeah. So.
Well, it's this whole situation is messed up. I mean, I can honestly say that I just don't know how it's split up into two separate countries. I could probably just do a Wikipedia search. But like I said, it's messed up because when it did happen, I do know that a ton of families got separated because of it. Because it would be like, if the U.S. just split up into the North and South. I don't think that's ever happened before, right? I'm just kidding. But
it is called JSA. Joint Security Area is what it's called. It's a good movie. Okay. I highly recommend it.
JSA film. I will put it on my list of things to watch. But yeah, I mean, it's messed up. They're the same people, and just not even that long ago, there were families, and now they're separated, and now one is like slave to their emperor, and the other is this free country that has, like I said, the fastest internet in the world, and produces the best gamers in the world. I'm just saying, it's just an odd situation. It's really messed up. Well, yeah. It was speaking of the bad situations, I'm not going to say who I blocked on Facebook, and I also did this on our podcast Facebook page. You know who I'm talking about.
So you blocked the same person in our Facebook page?
Yes, I had blocked this person a while ago, but here's the thing, is that now Facebook, when you block someone, they give you a little message that says, Facebook apologizes that you've had this experience. Now, which I found interesting, because with this experience, I'm sitting there thinking, how the fuck do they know what my experience was? And the other thing that occurred to me is like this is the only time I've ever been apologized to for this experience ever happening, is when I blocked this person on Facebook, and Facebook is the one that does it. But I thought it was interesting. It's like, why do they feel the need to have like a little like, oh, we're sorry you had this experience. How do they know I had an experience? Why couldn't it just be like, I'm blocking this person because I have no interest in them and they're bugging the hell out of me?
Well, I mean, you used to be able to unlike things. Remember that?
Yeah.
So,
but that shortly went away.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I want to tell people, like, yeah, I don't like the pictures of you with your
shit is weak.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's like the whole fat shaming type thing, right? They don't want people like committing suicide. Like I didn't know this. I didn't know there was like a fucking trend of people going on Facebook Live and hanging themselves.
Yeah. Oh, and now they've been having a huge problem with Facebook Live, like people kidnapping and killing people, like people that normally do this, and now they just have a platform, and because there's no real tracking, but they're just doing it on Facebook Live.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, and I mean you can't stop them until like one of the admins sees it and goes, "Oh shit," and has to block it. It's the same thing if you were to like post porn up on Facebook. I mean, it'll show up, and then shortly after, like someone will see it, like one of the admins will see it, or it'll get reported, and then it gets taken down. It's like, the regulation is not real time.
Right. So even though you make it illegal, it's still it's already been uploaded. It's somewhere in the
done.
Net. Yeah. Dude.
That's why I say, don't upload pictures to anything on the internet. In fact, if you don't want something to be seen, why are you taking it with your camera phone or with a smartphone of any kind?
So what you're saying is that, my dick is floating somewhere around in space.
Yes.
In
if you've
cyberspace.
ever taken a picture of your dick, it's somewhere out there.
It's somewhere
even if you deleted it immediately.
Somewhere in cyberspace, somebody's looking at my dick right now.
Does that comfort you?
I mean, it's a really nice dick. I guess.
It is pretty nice.
It's a good looking one, Not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
It's not too big.
Not that I'm being like, modest or anything like that.
I mean, it's really not too big. It's. It's not big at all. I mean,
in
fact, it's pretty meaty. Well, it's small.
You get the full 2 inches, all right. I mean, and
that's like a tuna can.
That's more than what some people can say.
See, I have the opposite problem. I can't find women that, I mean, they see it and they just say, nope, no, I got to go to work tomorrow. Sorry.
See, at least I'm getting laid. You're not.
Yeah,
it's
tragic.
You have to go to the
really
you have to go to the bestiality route because only a fucking cow will get you.
When I go pee, I have to have a shoehorn to get it back in. It's terrible. It's terrible.
That is if you don't pee yourself before because it's so fucking long you can't reach it out.
Well, yeah, and then you have people suggesting, well, why don't you just wrap it around your leg? But what if I get excited? I'll lose my leg.
Yeah, I'm so glad I don't have that issue.
It is. Like Christelle says, that is actually a serious problem for some men.
Did I ever tell you that? That's
rough.
Did I tell you that joke?
Which one is that?
I have told you this joke. I'm gonna tell
the prison joke.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell this joke.
Oh, that's a good joke. Go ahead.
All right. So there's this.
I'm gonna zone out.
No. You gotta listen to the joke. You're the only one listening to it.
I've told the joke.
Yeah, but it's a funny joke, right?
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
All right, so this guy goes to prison, and he gets his cellmate, his cellie, and it's this fucking big motherfucker, like Lonnie, except his name is Bubba.
Is he black?
Yeah. You can make him Puerto Rican if you want.
Either way, it's still scary.
Yeah, I know.
Go ahead.
So he comes to the new guy, and he fucking pulls out this, ginormous, massive anaconda dick.
It's not a dick, it's a dick.
He fucking grabs, swings it like a baseball bat, and just smashes it like across the fucking bunk bed, just completely destroyed them, like just rips them in half. He like grabs it and like aims at the toilet and BAM! Just fucking shatters into pieces. And he like grabs it again, swings it towards the wall, BAM! Just fucking makes a huge hole in the wall. It looks at the new guy and goes like, now I'm gonna fuck you in the ass. And the guy looks at me, he goes, oh thank God. I thought you were gonna hit me with that son of a bitch.
It's all about perspective, people.
I thought you were gonna hit me with that son of a bitch.
Some call it rape, others call it surprise sex.
It's a funny joke. I like that joke.
It's a good joke. I have retold it. In the spirit of joking, have I ever told you the FBI joke? I may have. I'm pretty sure I have.
The female body inspector joke?
No.
Okay.
You're gonna know it as soon as I start telling it. But my brother actually told me this a while ago. Like I say a while ago, like 15 years ago. But okay. There's 3 guys. They're going into the FBI, or they're trying to get into the FBI, and they have to do this series of tests. And there's an instructor there, and he's examining them and everything, and making sure they pass their tests and everything. And the examiner comes over and he says, "Well, each of you guys have done really well so far. You passed all your tests, really well. However, we do have one more test for each of you, and we call it the loyalty test. And to test your loyalty to the FBI and the United States, what we've done is we put each one of you in front of a door. Behind the door is a room. In the room, there's a table with your wife sitting at the table blindfolded. But on the table is a gun. To prove your loyalty to the FBI and the United States, we want you to shoot your wife." So they're like, all right. First guy goes in, and he's not in there very long until he comes straight out. They don't hear any gunfire. And the guy's like, I cannot shoot my wife. Love my wife. So they're like, all right. So they have to cross him off the list, and he goes home. Doesn't get into the FBI. The second guy goes in. Now, he's in there for a little bit longer, but you don't hear anything. You still don't hear any gunfire. And he comes out, and he's got tears just pouring down his face. And he's like, man, that's the mother of my children. There's no way I can shoot my wife. So he gets crossed off the list and goes home. The third guy goes in. Almost immediately, you hear the whole clip being fired. And then a couple seconds go by, and then you hear some banging around and screaming. And the guy comes walking out. He's got blood splattered on his face. And he goes, some asshole put blanks in the gun. I had to beat her to death with a chair.
Jesus Christ. That's pretty fucked up.
Yes, but it's good, isn't it?
I actually have a friend that's in the FBI. I'm gonna ask him if that's true.
I'm pretty sure that's not a real test.
I think, I have told you about him, right? My FBI friend.
Yes, you have. Yeah, we need to get him on.
I don't think that'll happen.
Oh, I think it's gonna happen. We don't have to use his real name.
I know.
Or his code name. Yeah. What is it, like Eagle One?
Although that I think have I told that story in the podcast, the Pimp story?
Yes,
I have told that story. Right?
Yes, I think I actually have that on like an old set list.
Yeah, that was an amazing story.
Yeah. Do you think pimps are necessary? Would you rather live in a world where there are pimps than not?
Probably, because
I mean, to me, it seems like they are because okay. What's the ideal
we
pimp?
Keep the bitches straight, you know.
Yes, of course. I mean, they have to be kept straight. Bitches be crazy. But okay, the reason why I ask is, okay, what is your ideal pimp?
The one that
like in a perfect world where prostitution is happening and there are pimps. What is the perfect pimp?
The perfect pimp is the one that lets me fuck his hoes for free.
Okay, you're the hooker.
I'm the hooker. What?
Yes, you're the hooker. What's your ideal pimp? Takes care of you, right?
Dude, but do I really have to answer this question?
He protects you.
Do I have to answer this question?
Well, the reason I'm asking is because you still have to keep your bitches straight, right? You have to keep them bringing in the money and not short changing you, right? Not just giving freebies out. But you also have to protect them, keep all the crazy assholes away, kind of regulate the clientele, and be like, yeah, you're not going to be fucking one of them tonight, right? So, is the world better because of pimps or worse?
I mean,
I'm just asking. I mean, because if you don't have them, I mean, bitches just be out there fucking anybody. Bitches be crazy. Getting short-changed and killed, motherfucker. Bitches be out there fucking everything.
Oh my God.
Getting their dime bags. I'm just saying, the world needs pimps. The world needs pimps. Which is why I'm making a career change. No, I'm not. Oh yeah, Zumi, you've always been Christelle's pimp.
I know.
You know. But the metaphorical pimp. Which I'm sure just makes it so much clearer to the listener. The metaphorical pimp. I was going to name this episode, Lucky Number 21 or Blackjack or something, but we might just call it Pimps Are Necessary.
Oh my God. Now we gotta find a fucking pimp and interview him.
Yeah, that might actually be a really good interview.
I don't know where we can find a fucking pimp though.
Yeah, but I mean, they can't be that hard to find. I mean, they're the only guy wearing a feather in his hat and a pink suit. Or the guy with all the chains hanging around all these, skank-ass women.
How do you fucking approach a pimp and tell him and ask him, hey man, would you like to be in a fucking podcast?
You say it just like that. Because you can't just go up to him
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me,
mister.
Excuse me, sir.
Could we, could I entice you to be on my podcast? It's a show of sorts. It's like a web radio type thing. Would you mind speaking about your, of course, upstanding business? I mean, you might just get the pimp hand or cane.
Or a fucking gun to your belly. I don't know.
Yeah, there's no crying in the pimp cane.
You're so stupid, Lonnie.
But no, that would actually be a really interesting interview if you could coerce a pimp.
I don't think I can get a pimp to be on the podcast. I can probably get like a prostitute.
I don't know. I don't know how dark I want to go though. Like if you go into the prostitution world, I would ask that if we're going to try that, you try to find a prostitute that's in the upper scale. Like the Beverly Hills
like an
type,
escort, like a high class escort.
Yeah.
That shit ain't gonna happen. They're probably gonna be charging me like, oh, I charge $5,000 per hour. That's
interesting. I was gonna suggest $5,000. Yeah. Thanks for not fucking me big time. Wasn't that a Dane Cook sketch? So. When he talks about going to the mechanic, and he goes, yeah, what was the problem? Oh, you had a tiny unicorn in your engine just punching holes. Like, Oh, really? I didn't know that there was a tiny unicorn in that. How much is that going to cost? $7,000? Oh, yeah. I was going to suggest paying you $7,000. Thanks for not fucking me big time.
Oh.
That's exactly what it's like going to the mechanic, though.
Well, I mean, in the States, yeah.
Yeah. We're not as upstanding as the Mexicans.
Well, I mean, like, they're like that, too. Like, here I think it's a little bit worse in the point that you can find somebody who is not a mechanic claiming that he's a mechanic.
Yeah.
Right? And
totally understandable.
And, next thing you know, you're already like 3,000, 4,000 pesos, in red.
Yeah, I know. What is that, like $5?
No, it's like $500.
Oh, okay.
So
I don't know. I don't know exchange rates. But
anyways, like before we went down this loop,
the Pimp Road,
the whole Facebook thing of like apologizing for that experience. I saw a meme. It was like kind of it's a joke about Facebook, and you know how Facebook now has this thing where it's like, oh, like 3 years ago you did this on this day, or you posted this picture, right?
Yeah, I fucking hate that shit.
So there's a meme that says like a year from now, it's like, hey, hey guy, here's a picture of you and your ex-girlfriend sharing something, and you're like, Facebook, no, don't show me that. He's like, okay, here's a picture of you and your dog that died yesterday.
Oh, that's so brutal.
I know, dude. It's pretty fucked up, but yeah. I remember when Facebook was just about, posting, or
like
it was
connecting with your friends when you're not around them.
Right. It was about connecting, and it was about uploading your resume and getting potential companies to see you.
Yeah, it ain't that anymore.
Now it's about it's like a fucking
cesspool.
Did you guys have, like, when you were in high school? Did you guys have like the book that they would ask questions and you would pick a number and you just answer those questions?
What do you mean?
It was like here we call them chismógrafos, so it's like a gossip book, essentially.
What?
Yeah. So let's say, first page you would put, what is your name? ? And then you would put numbers 1 through whatever the page is, right? So let's say you pick number 7, then in the entire book you would answer in number 7. So the first one would be like, what is your name? Second one would be like, what grade are you in? And then it'll be like, what kind of hobbies do you like to do? And then you flip like, what's your favorite music? Who do you like? Who would you like to date? And then
this sounds so.
I know
juvenile.
That's exactly what it was. It was like in junior high or high school when this shit came.
You still have one, don't you?
No, I never did one. I filled one out.
You fucking liar.
I filled one out because I really liked this girl, but
isn't that the reason why we do all things?
Yeah, that's the whole reason why we do stupid things.
Because we're the dumb silverback that just, gets the scent.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that's how you like gossip, and you would then, the next person that would fill this fucking book can read the answers that you put in. Hopefully, you were smart enough to not like write in your real name. No,
I put in Sugar Buns. That's my real name. No, but I think the closest thing we had to that was probably those little hand puppet foldy things.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Those were fun.
What are those called, hon? The little things that you open up and like it has a color. You say like pick a color, What the fuck is that thing called?
I don't know, but I know what you're talking about though.
Oh. Like girls would walk up to you, here, pick a number, and how about you fuck off? This isn't going to end well for me. I know this. And then this little rumor of yours with your little paper hand puppet is going to go around for weeks, and I'm going to seem like a douchebag. No, I'm not playing the stupid game. I'm sorry. I was venting a little. This never happened to me.
Well, why don't you tell us how you really feel, Lonnie? Jeez.
A paper fortune teller.
Paper fortune teller.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up on Google Images. Please don't. I'm gonna paper.
She should totally make one.
Teller. Okay. Oh my God, Zoomy.
Yeah.
This is like flashbacks to puberty. This is terrible. I feel like my voice is gonna crack at any moment.
You don't say. Hey.
No, speaking about Facebook and websites and all that stuff, are we getting pretty close to getting ours up here?
Motherfucker, you had to bring that up, didn't you?
Well, you are the director. You know,
so
you're supposed to take care of all this shit. Man.
So here I was, like that one day I said that the webpage was going to be up. I bought the domain, and little did I know that I was getting emails to my spam section.
You fucking dumbass.
And I had to validate that it was me making the purchase. I sent like my ID, a photocopy of my ID, and my credit card with the first 12 digits blocked. So I didn't know this. So I'm like going into the site every fucking day, and it's just saying it's in pending status. And eventually I get an email saying like, oh, you didn't validate this within 72 hours or whatever. We're canceling your order.
Did it have a comma dumbass at the end?
Probably. So I went out again. I got the same discount though the second time.
That's good. Well, don't tell people that. We want them to think that we're spending big coin on this.
Oh well, it is big coin when you're fucking broke, right?
That's for sure.
So anyways, I got it done, and sure enough, the email goes again to my spam. But this time I uploaded the pictures. I uploaded the what they needed. Hopefully by Monday we'll have the domain. We'll have the website running pretty soon. And yeah, it'll be at NBTLTpodcast.com. And we'll take it from there. Hopefully we'll start printing some t-shirts out. That's like my first objective.
Yep.
No fun.
Yep. And what about stickers, like bumper stickers and shit?
Eventually.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
That's
That's whatever people want.
That in the background, by the way, they're not gunshots. I can see the fireworks from here.
Honestly, I didn't care. You know, I love you, but not that much.
But we were making a joke at work the other day because I lived in South Central for a while.
South Central,
and it was like normal to like have like gunshots and cops. So like he's like, yo, like one of my workers like saying like, yeah, I went, I had like family in South Central, and we were like playing video games or whatever. And then so you just hear like gunshots, and everybody inside are just like, whatever. And I'm like,
did a bullet come through the window? No, get back to work.
And I'm like, I can just imagine you playing there. You're like, oh man, this Call of Duty game is like, it's really realistic. It's like
so intense.
It's like the gunshots are like right next to me.
Oh gosh. What are you sending me, Christelle? You're sending me shit. I am recording, woman.
So
no, I am a little bit, But yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. I was gonna say so the website thing. I think I finally got it right. I think I got past my fucking dumbass. I kind of wanted to tell him like, hey, can you like charge me extra because next. Because that way next time I cannot be such a fucking dumbass and check my But that being said, I'm gonna get a domain because I'm gonna open my own website. And what? Don't fucking nod at me like that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, I'm gonna open my website so I can do Skype sessions. Because I kind of want to do this whole hypnotherapy thing and get it going in the States as well. So
because it does work over Skype.
It does work over Skype. I have done it to you, Lonnie. Amazing.
Have you?
Yeah. Remember we...
Yes, it was good.
I can't remember. What did we do?
Oh, gosh. I think it had to do with laziness.
Oh, laziness.
Probably.
Are you still lazy?
Yeah. A little bit, but not as much.
I did it with the head coach where I work for sodas. Yeah. And he doesn't touch sodas anymore.
Well, that's good.
So, dude, I didn't tell you that, like, I don't mind with Coca-Cola. Because like, it got really, really, like, bad. Like, I was drinking a 2-liter Coca-Cola, like, a day.
That's disgusting.
I know, dude. So, anyways, when I did the...
How are your teeth?
They're pretty good.
Surprising. Did you brush them every time you took a sip?
Well, every day, like... But
once a day?
No, every day. Like, twice a day. Oh. I do twice a day. Like, I brush my teeth twice a day, and then I have a... it's not a titanium, like, the dental prick thingy that they have.
Prick thingy?
I don't know. What do you call those metals?
I don't know what kind of experience you're having at the dentist.
Those metal thingy that they have. What are they called? It's like a pick.
I'm not helping you with this one. I'm going to let you dig your way out.
It's those dental picks.
Oh, yeah, the pricks. I get it.
It's a dental pick, right? But
do we need to devote some time to this?
No, it's a metal. So instead of flossing, I use that to, like...
You shove that thing.
Yeah, so it's okay. Like I'm my own dentist, in a way.
Yeah, but not really.
But yeah, but every time I go with my regular cleanings, the dentist always comments on how clean my teeth are. Like, you must floss. I'm like, yeah, I do. Thank you.
Yeah, Zumi, it's like strippers. They say that to everybody.
Whatever. Anyways, where I was going with this. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna need help. Such a dick, dude. So I need help on finding the perfect name for my website.
Mexican?
No. I was thinking something like, it was either gonna be like Coach Sumi,
Rojo Hypnoho,
CoachSumi.com, or I was maybe like HypnosisWithSumi.com. But then again,
you mean like a late night psychiatrist on the radio?
Yeah,
type of thing. That's kind of cool.
Do you like that one? HypnosisWithSumi.com?
Yeah.
Kind of long though.
You shouldn't say it over podcast though, because somebody's gonna go take it now.
Well, I don't fucking give a shit, dude. Like they gotta shell out $60 to like do that shit. So.
They deserve it.
Yeah, if they're gonna like spend $120 to like take all of the ones that I've just mentioned, then it's like, all right. Don't know what you're gonna do with it, but
no, but that'd be cool. You could be our first sponsor.
So I know that there's at least 150 people out there that are gonna listen to this.
Oh no, Zumi, we're way beyond that.
What?
And there's 185 at this point.
No way.
Yes, we have 185 listeners officially.
The fuck up.
Yep. When we get to 200, we'll throw a party. And what we'll do is I'll drink beer and you can watch.
Oh, I mean,
no, but it's pretty cool. The thing that I like the most is that you and I are. I mean, who did we tell when we first started this? Friends, family.
I mean, I talked to some coworkers and friends, and we just. I mean, that's about it. I didn't really like personally tell people. Like, we just put it on Facebook and said like, "Hey, we're running a podcast. Here you go."
Yeah, and it wasn't really. I mean, I don't think I told too many people that I was doing a new podcast. And doing it with you, and it went from. I could probably go back to look at it to see how many listeners we had at first.
Do you feel bad that I actually stole you from your old podcast?
No. And you didn't really steal me from that. The thing is that with the other podcast that I was doing, I wasn't the only one that left that.
Well, let's. I think it's time that people hear the origin story of how we started this podcast.
Okay. Well, I'll give a portion of it, and you can add anything you want. The way that this podcast started was, I had already been doing that one sports podcast, right?
Right.
And I had told you about it, and it was one of those things that you had your own podcast, and I think you still have it.
I still have it. I don't run it anymore, though.
Yeah, but it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Well, it was in Spanish, but I ran it on YouTube, and then life happened.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty much the same thing. Is like myself and a couple others that are part of this subreddit on reddit.com, we decided we were going to start a podcast up for our group. And that didn't work out too well because of one individual. Not me. And we kind of left that, and when they started up the new podcast without that one person, I pretty much said, I'm only going to be part-time because I don't like waking up, really early to do these podcasts, because they're all on the East Coast, or not all of them, but some of them. And one of them is actually in England. That was the co-host with me last week, Matt.
Okay.
And at that time, this is when I was talking to you on the phone like I normally do, late at night, And our conversations on the phone are pretty much how this podcast goes, just without referring to the audience for anything. And we were talking, and it became one of these things that we're like, why don't we just do the podcast of you and I talking? Like, that'll be like our phone call of the week.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what it is. I mean, our podcast that we do now, the only thing that's really different is that we have an audience, and I do an intro and an outro.
Yep. And we have a set list now.
And we set up some of it. Like, I mean, how much stuff did we actually get to tonight? We got to a decent amount, but yeah. I mean, about half of it.
And by the way, I'm still fucking dragging my Guam story because and
now you can't do it.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm not gonna do it because it's already that time. But we might have a guest next week.
We keep saying that.
Yeah, I know. It's a dear friend of mine. She is was a boom operator,
like us.
So she'll
have some good military stories.
She'll have some good military stories. She's a fucking nerd, and she's
good news.
She's a Star Wars fan. So I think you guys are gonna have like a blast while I, try to rip you a new one for liking Star Wars. But
yep. Well, you're gonna be the odd man out in that one.
Yep.
Which is gonna be great because I'm tired of getting berated by one person about my love for Star Wars.
So it should be fun, just a lot of interesting stories, and I think she can share some light on this whole Afghanistan, Syria stuff. She's I don't know where she teaches. I know she teaches history to, I think it's a military students, like high school students.
Oh, like the military members' kids?
Yeah, like military. It's like some sort of a military academy. Okay. So they do the same shit that we did.
Now, do I know this person?
No.
Or were you stationed with her?
No, you don't know her. I was stationed with her in March.
Okay, because I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, I don't remember this person at all. Like, I don't think I know this person. So, yeah, it should be good. And that was one thing I was going to ask the audience, since we have the least interactive audience of all time.
Well, I mean,
even though they're awesome.
Well, think about it. Like, if they have nothing better to do, that they have to listen.
I can't really blame them.
That they have to listen to this podcast. Like, what makes us think that they're actually going to have time to like?
Well, the thing that I was going to ask them, like, if they have suggestions for guests.
Oh.
because I've been looking all over for like possibilities. Like who would fit our forum. And this is why I said before that, Sir Jag was probably the best first guest we could have had. Yeah. Just to kind of like set the tone for like, checked? We don't go out and just get like a, like some random dude or a random celebrity.
Right. By the way, have you checked this to see if you're going to make it to the show at all?
He did his, not this last weekend, but the weekend prior, I believe. No, it was last weekend. And that was out in Boise. And there was no way I was getting to that. I don't know if he's doing another one. I haven't looked at it in the last few days. But I will be promoting his stuff, like saying, like when they are. And that we want to continue that for any guest that we have.
Yeah.
Because they're doing us a big favor. And, but I was going to ask the audience, if you have somebody like that might have like an odd profession or an interesting profession, ask them, see if they want to come on, because we love talking to people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like the Mike Rowe dirty jobs type of thing. I want to know what they do. And because I think they're interesting people, I think they'd be interesting guests.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, unless you got anything else to say, we're pretty much over time right now.
Yeah. No, I think this was good. It's good to be back.
I'm glad to have you back.
Well,
and I love Matt, but you're you're such an asshole, Matt, and I love you.
I thought he was pretty funny.
He was very proper in that one.
I was cracking up when he advised me to be okay or understand depression.
Yeah, as being a Vikings fan.
Yeah, so maybe I won't root for the Vikings.
I think you should just go full bore and be a bandwagoner for the Patriots.
No, I can't do it. Can't invite.
Why?
Because it's like
pussy.
It's like
all we do is win.
It's like okay. So I'm a Michael Jordan kid, right? So everybody,
you're saying you're a Jordan fan and you're not.
No.
Can't go.
I'm
Patriots?
saying I grew up in the era of Michael Jordan, and I remember people would say I'm a Chicago Bulls, but it was all because of Michael Jordan. As soon as Michael Jordan left, these motherfuckers were no longer Chicago Bulls.
So you're saying you'll be a Tom Brady fan?
No, I'm saying that I can't go Patriots because I would be exactly like these Michael Jordan kids.
Okay. Okay. I can understand that, but
I can't root for the Patriots because they're really, really good right now.
Really good.
Right?
Yes.
I can't do that. It's like me saying like, oh, I'm gonna root for the team that I know will win.
You're gonna root for the Cavaliers right now. No, I get it.
Now let's say that Tom Brady leaves, and then all of a sudden you get a crappy team or a team that is doing mediocre compared to like whatever they were doing. Like,
it'll never be as magical as it is now.
So. Different story. Like right now, the Chicago Bulls, they finally kind of coming back to that status, but they're never gonna beat it
they're never gonna be Michael Jordan Bulls.
Yeah, they're never gonna be Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman. Good,
Dude,
it's like there's glory days. There's no way. I mean, they might, but
I doubt it. That doesn't happen very often.
So. But like I said, when the Bulls play, you want to see Michael Jordan play and do these amazing plays and all that stuff, but I wasn't a Chicago Bulls fan.
Well, this is the same argument that I had for Peyton Manning. It's like a lot of Patriots fans will hate on Peyton Manning. Now, I have the things that I don't like about him off the field. However, if you want to just talk about football, which is all I really care about anyway, why can't you just watch it and appreciate the fact that, like, when he was playing, the guy was amazing. Yeah. And I was one of the fans that, as a Patriots fan, I was kind of sad to see Peyton Manning go. Because if there was one thing that I did enjoy about Peyton Manning, it's when we played him. Because even when he started to suck, he still brought as much as he could to the table. Because he knew just as well as everybody else that was a rivalry. No matter what team he would go to, whether he was on the Colts or the Broncos. And it was fun to watch, because there's two quarterbacks that are just going at it and they respect each other. And they've been doing it for years. So it sucked. And then the same thing when Michael Jordan finally retired, when he did the real retirement. Yeah. It sucks. But yes, as a Vikings fan, if you decide to go down that road, it's not going to be pretty for a while.
Yeah.
They'll get there one day. Yeah, but people have been saying that about the Browns forever.
People were saying that about the Chargers. So.
Yep. All right, Zumi. Well, we better cut it. And unless you have anything else to add.
No, that's it. Just give me some domain names, ideas of, what you would like to see. I'm thinking Hypnosis with Sumi, but then I don't know if I really want Sumi to be like my face name. Kind of like everybody knows me because of Sumi.
I like it. I mean, if you're gonna have a handle, then own it.
That is true, but I have so many fucking nicknames throughout my life that what am I gonna be called, Robert?
Well, you don't want to call it Hypnosis Boogie.
Well, yeah, I know, or Hypnosis Wero.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Or Hypnosis Way or Pendejo.
Yeah, so many nicknames to choose from, but I'm pretty sure those aren't the ones for
you. I was thinking the one that never stuck was Robbie. That one didn't last.
You're not a Robbie.
That one didn't last. Rob, a bunch of people called me Rob, but Robbie.
No, Robbie.
Robbie didn't really last.
Well, see, I call you Zumi, and that's what I mean. You're Zumi, but whenever I hear the name Robert or Roberto, which I don't hear Roberto very often, I still think of you. I mean, you're still Robert to me. But that's just because you and I are so intimately close. But yeah, Rob and Robbie. That's
like shit and a fly. That close.
Yeah.
That intimate.
I mean. Yeah, but
so who's the shit? You or me? Who's the fly?
It could be me.
I'd rather be the shit.
Yeah, I think so in that scenario because, would you rather be shit or the one that eats shit?
That's what I'm saying.
It's... All right, Zumi. Well, I think we should end it there and give people something to look forward to.
All right. But yeah, send me if you have any ideas, life,
yes, please send Zumi your ideas.
It's either kind of like a life coach type thing or hypnosis or hypnotherapy. Yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah,
all right. All right, well, that's going to do it for us. This episode of the Nothing Better to Listen To podcast can be downloaded on iTunes, Google Play, or directly from shoutengine.com. Be sure to leave us a review on any of those, on iTunes, Google Play, or on Shout Engine. If you like the episode, if you hated it, or if you just want to say something, give us any suggestions or anything like that, you can do that there. Our bumper music is provided by bensound.com. You can like us on Facebook, talk to us on Twitter at NBTLT Podcast, or you can always send us an email with your questions or comments at nbtltpodcast@gmail.com, soon to be on our new website. And lastly, you can find us on Reddit at reddit.com/r/NBTLT. See you guys next week.
Hey, Lonnie, before we go.
Okay.
We were supposed to talk about this when we didn't. I kind of want to make a,
this is your thing, you talk after the outro. So go
yeah, because it forces people to stay in the outro. But this is fucking good. We didn't really answer this question. But is it considered masturbation if you fuck your own clone?
I say yes.
I say no.
Why do you say no?
I say no because a clone is technically not you.
Technically, but what I'm thinking
I'm thinking like
is the direct clone.
Well, let's say if
memories and all.
It's the direct. If that clone's gonna feel what I'm feeling now. So if I pinch myself, is that clone's gonna pinch itself too?
In some universe,
and are we gonna feel the same thing at the same time?
It's possible.
If that's the case, then I would say yes. But sci-fi tells me that's never the case.
Okay.
So
if you're going with a direct clone,
I'm saying is you're fucking yourself, but not exactly.
Well, why don't we meet in the middle and say it's both?
No, we can't meet in the middle.
Because physically, it's still masturbation.
Why would it be?
Because physically, it's you.
But it's not like if I Dutch rudder my clone. If I
did you want to weigh in?
If I Dutch rudder my clone, I'm like touching another dick that is not attached to me.
Yes, even though is it gay if it's your clone?
Well, no, I'm Dutch ruddering, right? So I'm not touching my.
Well, what I'm saying is, okay, if it is a direct clone that has your memories, you both have, like, I touch him, but I feel it.
But is it gay? But what are you feeling? Are you feeling it with the hand and then at the same time in your chest?
Yes.
Well, oh, dude.
Creepy, right?
I would be like masturbating every day. No, but I don't know.
But is it gay?
No, I don't think it's gonna be gay. I mean, it's the same as saying, like, you know, if I eat my own cum, is it gay?
Oh God, Zumi. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a good thing that we put an explicit sign on this.
take that fucking picture out of your mind now.
Yeah, that's impossible. Thank you. Anyway.
Oh my God. Oh man, I have a twisted mind sometimes.
Sometimes. That's cute. All right. Are you ready to call it quits?
No, I say no.
I settled it.
Okay.
I say both.
I say no.
I say both. I say both.
Say no.
I say out of metaphorical sense.
I say no, but I don't know if it's gay or not. I still haven't decided.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's gay or not. I'm thinking it's like leaning more to the gay side.
Crystal.
You see that? You give a woman her entire section of the podcast. You give her an entire section, not just alone. You give it to her with another female. And then, no, she still wants in. Still wants in. Give a mouse a cookie. All right. Well.
Have fun, yo.
I guess I want to go apologize. All right, we're dragging this. I'll see you next week, Zumi. And to all of our listeners, we'll see you guys next week. For real this time.
Peace.